Welcome back, my friends, to another Social Tech TV update. My name's David. Now we're over here once again at RT.com, where they're letting us know that Snowden labels UFO craze a distraction. And before I forget, like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to tap that little notification bell so you get these updates when they drop. Yes, from the I couldn't agree more department. Talk of aliens is intended to misdirect from real scandals, the NSA whistleblower says. Well, a media frenzy over spy balloons and unidentified flying objects over North America is sadly not about first contact with extraterrestrials, but an engineered panic for political misdirection, NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden said on Monday. Yes, all the jokes about aliens I've seen on the TV lately, it's unbelievable. Meanwhile, you know, there's so much else going on in the world. Don't get me wrong, I'd love it to be aliens, but more important things happening. It's not aliens. I wish it were aliens, but it's not aliens. It's just the old engineered panic, an attractive nuisance ensuring national security reporters get assigned to investigate balloon bullshit rather than budgets or bombings, such as the Nord Stream, Snowden tweeted. Award-winning investigative journalist Seymour Hersh published a story last week describing how the US and Norway blew up the pipelines transporting Russian natural gas to Germany last September. The US government denounced it as false, despite the fact that Joe Biden came out and said, if it's going to happen, we're going to do it. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, yes. Fascinating. And that was about a year ago, I believe now. Over the next several days, the US military began shooting down objects in the sky over North America. National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said on Monday that the US government still doesn't know who owns the 3 objects brought down over the weekend. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Luc Pierre Picard said there was no indication of aliens or extraterrestrial activity, however. Yes, that's interesting, isn't it? But you wouldn't comment on the poisonous gas fumes coming out, big toxic cloud in Ohio. And as a side note, that was actually quite interesting. Terrible for the people involved, but they must have had a case of deja vu because apparently there was a Netflix movie based on the same thing in the same area about, like, the book was written 30 years ago or something, but the Netflix movie was about a year ago. And a lot of the extras actually live in the area where it happened, the extras in that Netflix film. So a bit of deja vu for those people, I tell you. And it just absolutely amazes me. Where are the environmentalists? Where's Greta Thunberg coming out and screaming this is the sort of thing as we're talking about with climate changes and whatever else and massive amounts of pollution? Man made this and man made that. Where is everybody? Nothing. They're too busy arresting reporters apparently for doing their job on the ground. Did you hear about that? This guy's doing his. I think the mayor of the town is doing his, his speech in a gym, and one of the journalists is there doing his report and getting ready for the, and I think his timing was slightly off or something like that because the mayor had already started speaking and he was still doing his bit live to camera. And the police arrested him. They had him on the ground and everything, and the guy didn't do a damn thing except his job. That's just bizarre. I just find it fascinating, and yet now we're just talking about aliens every 5 minutes and not talking about the fact that, yes, there was a train crash, but some bright spark decided that, oh, how are we going to get rid of all these nasty chemicals? I will dig a trench and burn them off. I bet nobody gets fired for it. Fascinating. Kirby had announced the downing of a high-altitude object off the coast of Alaska on Friday. US fighter jets brought down an unidentified unmanned object over the Yukon in northwest Canada on Saturday. The third object was shot down on Sunday afternoon over Lake Huron as it approached Michigan. Now, while authorities don't know yet what the objects are, they are not a threat, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin told reporters on Monday. Well, of course you'd say that. They do not present a military threat to anyone on the ground. They do, however, present a risk to civil aviation and potentially an intelligence collection threat, and we'll get to the bottom of it. It's probably, training for some foreign country, with an upcoming battle. They're just about ready to go into it, so they're testing their surveillance equipment and what America's capable of and everything else, or incapable of. Dear oh dear. Austin also said the 3 objects were different from the Chinese spy balloon the US shot down over South Carolina last week. The aerostat, which Beijing described as a weather balloon, I'm a women's underwear model. Sure. Blown off course by the winds, it passed over most of the continental US before it was destroyed by an F-22 fighter jet. The Pentagon's reluctance to describe the objects or show any debris that may have been recovered has fueled speculation about their potential extraterrestrial origin. Space magnate Elon Musk joked about friends of mine stopping by. Meanwhile, opposition lawmakers have expressed frustration at the lack of official explanations by the White House. Well, they tried that in 1947 at Roswell and said it was a weather balloon. Well, apparently, first off, and they said, oh, crap, you can't say it's a bloody spaceship. So they changed it to weather balloon. That worked really well from a PR standpoint, didn't it? Worked really well from a tourist standpoint. Yeah. Nobody believed them then. Not going to believe them now, no matter what the actual explanation is. And it's probably Occam's razor. It's just probably a drone or something like that. Some type of advanced drone, based on some anti-gravity technology that's finally been figured out. But of course, no one's going to believe it. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, who sits on the Homeland Security Committee, demanded the Pentagon and the president tell us what they know and what they don't immediately. I think it's more of a case of what they don't, but they do that every day. What in the world is going on, wondered fellow Kentuckian and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell on the Senate floor. The administration has still not been able to divulge any meaningful information on what was shot down, he said, asking if the radar sensitivity may have been turned up after the Chinese balloon incident. Yes, very, very interesting. And again, I agree with Edward Snowden on this, that definitely a distraction. Definitely. Look at that interesting shining thing over there. Meanwhile, your inflation's through the roof. Politicians are still lying to us. And we're still blowing each other up in acts of war. I think mainly I think these are more likely drones. And that it's a precursor to us blowing ourselves up in just another new war. War isn't new, but this will just be a different one. Yeah. Funny how that works, isn't it? All right, well, my name is David. Thanks for joining me for another Social Tech TV update. I shall see you in the next one. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. And if you're up for it, drop a comment below this video. I'd love to hear what you think. All right, well, as I say, if you can't be good at it. Much like the people that try to, shall we say, politely lead us down the garden path with stuff like this. Fascinating. All right, take care and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Fascinating.